Alrighty dighty. Let's watch a game. We're gonna be looking at this dude. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying just because you get a good score you're cheating. Because I have... Okay, well this isn't... Like, I've gotten good scores. Okay, this really isn't making me look good. Where was it? This one. I've gotten good scores. Okay, if you ignore the rest... I've gotten good scores. Now, the reason I think he's cheating is just some of the plays, and I'll rewatch the last round just to be sure. Because what happened in the last round to confirm it for me in my head was he got one of my teammates mid, and then managed to swing around, rotate, and kill us B without actually having known where we were. So that's what confirmed it for me. I am Junkers. Go to the last round. Alright, final round. He goes window. Okay, 100%. Already. Just 100%. He sees... Granted, I was willing to forgive it up to here. Because he's... You know, if he's walking a window, maybe he actually sees us. Like, lines up with us. And he got flashed, so he might know someone's here, and he might know that we're going to be, right? Understand that. As he goes to peek, he zooms in and shoots. Alright? So then he knows that. He probably knows we're going B. Runs across. They all know anyway. There's just no way. That's insanity. You then immediately go, okay, let's run over here. Yeah, it makes sense. The C and just quickscope it is insane. But let's look at it just from, boom, he sees it. That's kind of... Yep, we got it. Oh, actually, hang on, how do I... Up to me. Where am I? Was this the jump kill I got? I thought I heard someone run here. I'm like, ah, sweet. I'll rush B from here. Ow. Headshot. Let's go. Anyway, back to accusing this guy of cheating. Sorry. Go back. 2v5. 1v5. Is that? Hey, let's go back. Does he? He kind of does line it up through the wall first. That can be forgiven. He doesn't look like he is. Okay, I think that's just a symptom of TF2 being bad, or CS2 being bad. That's him pushing. He's lined that up, kind of. Granted, he died. Anyway. He's just tried to hit him through the wall and then pre-fired that. He's lined this up again and pre-fired it instantly. He's definitely wrong. I'm just gonna keep watching it because I want a YouTube video out. And if... Okay. In editing, I might just time it and see if reaction speed, maybe. Oh, he's lined up. There's, and as I was about to say, and then I turned my brain off for it. This one, it kind of makes sense. He knows that I'm there. Yeah, that one's a normal kill. That one could be considered lucky. Okay. I do think he's walling. I also think either that or he's decent at cheating. Where, like, he knows what to check to make it look like he's not. He's checking angles, but then he's also just running. Like, none of us are here, and he's just running through now. Like, granted, he's checking, and he's lined up bad. He's just walking through because he knows none of us are B. And once people start spectating, he... Okay. Here's my thought process, right? He knows they're here, but he peeks the center of the area rather than heard me moving into there and reacts to that. Or my theory is correct and he just knows how to hide them. I don't think we actually even... That one makes sense. Okay, so now that we're on A, he walks. He sees here. How many frames would that be before? I don't think he's smurfing because he sucks as a smurf. To clarify, I'm not saying I'm good. We did kind of line that up. But also missed. Let's go back and watch that. So I reckon once his team's dead, he's just... He kind of lines it up and accidentally hits the wall. I don't know if that's just him being bad or him being... That's a symptom of my team being in silver. But he gets cleaned up, so... He pre-fired that? But, I don't know, with the scout. Now this one, if I remember correctly, was interesting. So he lines up there. He mislines it up though, that's the thing. If he was a smurf, then he lines that up every time, properly, right? Instead, he just peeks straight away and he's facing a wall and then just readjusts. Which he wouldn't have done if he didn't know that, alright, He literally looks at them through the wall and pre-fires. That's not smurfing us. He gets cleaned up. He... Oh, hey. Flashbang. When he threw the flashbang before the smoke was there, he had no clue someone was on connector. So the fact that he then lines up through the smoke and lands that shot on a guy crouching in connector is insanity. Even if his team called out on connector crouching aiming at you, there's no way he would have landed that. He's literally aiming through the smoke. Pre-fires that. That one might make sense. Does that through a wall. I think there's certain rounds where he just gives up. And he dies because there's like nothing he can do. I think he is cheating. I am confident. Now keep in mind, I am silver. Once again, if someone who is better than me wants to correct me, sure. Pre-fires that. I don't know why that says through a smoke. That wasn't through a smoke. That one can be... See, here's the other thing. At this point, I've said that one can be, you know, that one can be ignored so many times. Like, I guarantee if you watch anyone's footage, every pro will have some plays where it's like, oh, that looks like they're cheating. That looks like they're walling. That looks like they're aimbotting. And then when you get someone who's extremely good, they'll have more of those moments just because they are really, really good. This guy's in silver. He has 200 hours in silver. He sees me for a split second, switches to Deagle, aims at me through the wall. I don't know how that hit, to be honest, but hey. Hits that again and then dies. Oh, hang on. Let's look at this. I don't remember this right at all. But let's look at this with a fine-tooth comb. He sees the gun, he pre-fires, or he... Gosh, he sucks. Understandable. Once again, that's another kill that's, like, on the fence. Tosses that. That's fair enough. Look at Junkers there. What a legend. Pre-fires and then readjusts and still misses. Okay, hang on a second. Let's break that down. So, he pre-fires, fine. I'll live with that, okay? He knows where this left side of connector is and pre-fires it, and then spray transfers and crouches to exactly where I am. Then realizes, oh, there's someone going up connector, and tries to shoot through this and the stairs to get him. Then realizes his aim lock or whatever the hell he has kicked in and gone, oh, whoops, and pulled back. Pulled out his gun, refired that, which I thought was suspicious at the time. At this point, you could probably think there's one more there, right? Based on the fact that there was one before and you were shooting at one through the smoke. Okay? So that makes sense, maybe, if you think someone's rotated. That one we can say is a reaction, so that one's not that suspicious. And at this point, he knows where the last one should be. So he's turned his hacks off, and he's just, yeah. He just runs onto B, and he has not done, the only other time he's done this is when he has known that we are not there. He looks at the angle, even though he knows they could be here, they could be here, they could be literally anywhere. He holds the one angle that he's looking at. Once hang on, I'm gonna go back and just show you what I mean. Not unusual for somebody to rush B. I think I did it like 20 times this game. But he's only done it when none of us are here. This person dies, so it's possible the team goes, killed a guy in short. Anyway, killed a guy here. Okay, throws a molly there. Refires it, or holds this. This guy starts to burn, so he goes, oh, okay, I can plant. Throws a grenade, normal grenade, I really don't care. Knows it's safe to run past. Like, this is something you would do in Silver. It makes sense to do in that some random guy would just pull out a knife and run, even if it's completely unsafe to do so. Like, that's something that everybody else in the game was doing, because it's Silver. Which means he cannot be that much of a smurf, right? Because he's doing stupid stuff that the rest of us are doing as well. So it's almost certain he's not a smurf. Holds this angle, pre-fires that, sure. Saved his teammate there. Lines that up again. I don't think, so he doesn't have a recoil cheat, that's for certain. Knows the last one is there, kills that, and last one is there, sure. So at this point, he's been accused of cheating. So I'm fairly certain he has turned most of it off. So let's just see anyway. Here's that, so that's fine. I think, and then by this point, he's turned it off. Yeah. He got accused of cheating last round and then just got dicked on. And then that was fine. That was worth it. First half, there's some things that are pretty obvious, and there's a lot that's kind of on the fence, which makes me think that he's just good at hiding it. He looks straight at us, and then granted he hears it as well. Okay, let's run through this logically. He runs B, normal as heck. Granted, he checks mid, like maybe we've managed to run all the way through mid and gotten to connector. He's landed a nasty shot there, sure, that's pretty normal. Tries to shoot through there. He's still just a bad shot though. So I don't like it. He can't be smurfing. Sure, this pistol round is fine, I think, actually. I think he's been like, oh crap. Is there a way to check this? At this point, he's 26 and 8. With like 1,500 more damage than PUBG. With this end, we've accused him. I ranked up after this game, by the way. Please ignore that. He's going, oh my gosh. I need to tone it down a bit. And then I think this one's fine. That's a reaction. Thanks for turning it off. How would plant bomb, dumbass? Goes here. one more that can probably be swept under the rug. And the reason I say that, this first pre-fire is way too good, is way too clean. And we'll have a timer. What's the average? So I think I record at 30 frames a second. Actually, we'll just count. I'll figure it out later. And then pre-aims, pre-fires, and then the second one is fine because like he's just pre-firing the exact same angle. Here's him. I don't know if he's making noise, but you heard him walking through, missed the shot, get dicked on. Okay. Another talking point to why he cannot be silver. Let's go back, right? He gets this kill. He's pretty sure someone's unders. I'm not gonna comment on that a second time. Shoots, leaves, has no way of knowing that he's there again, knows this guy's pushed up because his teammate's going short, and starts to pre-fire it. Even though there's a person supposed to be in unders that he has no way of knowing has left at this point. So either he is walling and is silver. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, because that is insanity to just guess whether or not he's left. Which, once again, that's one that can be swept under the rug, because I've done that too. But that's another one to add to the sweep under the rug counter, boys. Runs to short. He dies, but let's run through this. Granted, he's not going to pre-fire connector because he knows his teammate's there. His teammate at this point, I don't know, at this point, is not at window. So the fact that there's this little angle here that you can pre-fire, and I think he was going to do it, and then stops, and that is insanity to assume that he is shift walking sideways towards you, and he still loses the fight. Oh, hang on. He's done it again. He's pre-fired it, but in a way that's so weird. He hasn't pre-fired. He's flicked. I turn X-ray off, and I play this. Okay? He sees his leg, and so flicks and pre-fires to where his head would have been. And at this point, he's also no longer checking random angles, from what I've noticed. So I think he's given up hiding it as well. He knows because of teammate just died there. He knows that he left. Because of that, you could assume that they've pushed up. Refires that through a wall. I think he's given up hiding it. Grenade, that's fine. Don't care about that. Here's him jump. Here's him switch weapon. Refire and then shoots his leg through a wall. That'll be another reaction time question, to be honest. And then just doesn't even scope in when checking mid because he knows no one's there. Jumps back up there. I think this round he loses because we go window, 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 and then it's cleaned up. Once again, he was being accused in the midst of this round, I'm pretty sure. Either this round or the one before. And then he dies. So, once again, my question is, if that's just him being witnessed by 4 people. They're not saying anything in the chat that I can see, his teammates. And by this point, in the last couple rounds, he has crapped the bed. After he got accused at the halfway mark, he has dropped the ball. And then towards the end, it just gets insane again. So he's definitely either had a bad spell or has just decided to shush and has decided to turn off the cheats for now. Okay, he's checked mid every time. This one I don't think I'll even count as a sweep under the rug. It'll just be that's weird. I guess add 1 to the that's weird counter. sees 4 of us mid and just doesn't even bother to swing it. Granted, he has an M4 instead of a sniper, but he's checked that every single time. Looks straight at us through a wall. Also questionable, maybe he was checking here. I don't know, can you guys can't see my mouse. Yes, maybe he was checking here. Maybe. If he assumes we've somehow, if he A, assumes we're mid, B, assumes we're rushing mid, which we haven't done, and C, assumes, he hasn't even checked the angle. I got it. Looks straight at us through the wall, sees us all, goes, nope, absolutely not. Looks at us roughly again through the wall, doesn't actually check the angle I thought he was checking. Holds this angle, that's fine, that's normal. Okay. So, sure, holds the angle, knows someone's there because they've just thrown fire. This guy stops before he can see him, and he pre-fires. He was not on past here at any point, and he has pre-fired. Then he's pre-fired again and won. He then he's lining up so strange. Pre-fired before he's there and missed all his shots. The second one, I can sweep under the rug. Maybe he's assumed there's a second guy. Another sweep under the rug. That first one, he can maybe hear noise there. Another sweep under the rug for that one. Looks straight at the guy in lowers, which is another thing that can be swept under the rug, and then dies to that. He also pauses at the beginning of each round. I don't know if know enough about the cheating scene of Counter-Strike. Is this toggling? Is it something you have to turn on at the beginning of every round? Or is it like settings you have to change or something? Or is he like toggling different aspects? Like does he have like aim? I know his recoil control sometimes has been decent. I don't think he has a recoil thing. I think it's just wall hacks. So I don't think he's toggling anything. Once again, he knows we're here. Granted, he's just been grenaded. Oh, he's cheating. That was at 1x speed. This time he has a sniper. Sees we're there, sees a grenade. Pulls out the sniper, realizes, oh, he's too close. I'm playing this at quarter speed. Here's movement. Yeah. Let's play that back at full-time speed. One time, I'm not touching it. Okay. And then leaves. I remember this kill, actually. That makes so much sense why he got so angry. This guy started going, oh, this guy is definitely effing walling. He's definitely effing cheating. And just started losing it. And at the time, I was like, I didn't say it. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he is cheating, but surely it's not that obvious. Yeah. Because keeping in mind, I'll keep playing it while I'm talking, because nothing else happens this round. At this point, I am fairly certain he's cheating. The rest of my team is fairly certain. No one had the balls at this point to be like, he is 100% cheating. I know it. Until that kill, where the guy just started saying, he's definitely cheating. He's definitely cheating. He's definitely cheating. That one we'll sweep that under the rug, because I can't be bothered at this point. And it seemed a bit strange. To me, it was more like, okay, he might not be cheating. It might just be us being silvers, but he is definitely cheating after that. Lines up through the wall, and no, he's not lining up that angle. He is not lining up that angle. He doesn't think anyone's there because he walks up with a knife, lines up through the wall. The angle's here, quarter speed. Let's get up there. Normal speed, though. Quarter speed. Lines up through the wall. Lines up with the angle. Lines up somehow worse with the angle. Backs up. Lines up with him again. Lines up with him again. Lines up with the angle now. Now he's aiming nowhere near the angle. He's like, oh, maybe this is more human-like. I'm willing to bump that down from a definitely to a let's sweep it under the rug. Now we're getting into the legal jurisdiction of like, I plead vicious. Now to make a point for him. At 19 health at this point. Swings. How is that not a kill? Let's add 1 point to Counter-Strike cheating. What is that? From memory, Kingwood just runs us. Maybe. That one's just a question mark. I don't think that's even a, That could be him just being like, okay, he pre-fires that and misses again. Pre-fires that and misses again. So I think he's cheating, he just sucks. 31 and 14, which, oops. At this point, yeah, 31 and 14 with a 64% headshot percentage. CS2 Pro headshot percentage. Above 40% is very rare. I can't look him up on anything, by the way. He doesn't have... I can't find him on anything. So, when was this? This was June 23rd, 2024. So from 2024, or the first half of 2024, the highest headshot percentage in Pro League was 65.1% bit from Na'Vi. Rain from FaZe had 64.8. Calyx from Eternal Fire had 62.8. Yakindar from Liquid had 62.8, and Bro from Astralis had 61.2%. He is currently at a 64% headshot. Once again, not damning. Just to be like, random silvers can get random game. And this is, for those of you that are not in silver, we don't know how it works, man. In my head, this is very likely that this is just a silver guy popping the hell off and just having one of those games. Because for some reason, every silver player will just have a game where everything works for them. Let's just... That's not plausible. Let's redo that. Now, he has just killed the player behind box. Doesn't pre-fire this angle. This is smoked. Doesn't pre-fire this angle. Can't see. And yet flicks and shoots him through the wall. Okay. Sigma is on site. Maybe he said there's someone Palace and he's gone, okay, I'll rotate and I'll take care of him. Looks. Guy leaves, so he zones out. Pre-fires via Goose. Oh my dear sweet lord. Where that pass me? Let me just process what the heck just happened. He holds this. He's pushed up. If maybe Sigma goes, I hear him at Sandwich. And he pre-fires that. Sure. We'll give him a benefit of the doubt on that. We'll leave that. That one's on the fence. He's pausing at the beginning of every one. I don't know if that's something to do with it. Yeah, at this point, so we were all 90% certain at this point, and we just said, screw it, let's rush B. We got mollied twice and then ran back and went, oh, never mind. He's assumed we've all... Okay, there's shots being had. Fair enough. That's fine. I have no problems with that kill. How does he assume that? That one's questionable. That one's fine. Ironically, so that's the one where my team, the rest of my team have gone, oh no, he's definitely cheating. He's an effing cheater. Ironically, that one looked pretty normal. There were a couple questionables, but that was fairly tame. I don't know why that's the one that set them off. Smokes that, that's fine. That's normal. Pre-fires through the smoke? Maybe that's a glitch with the... Like, maybe the smoke didn't go off yet, and that's a part of the CS2 match replay. I can put that in sweep that on me. Because that does look weird. That one's fine. Walls Lamau. That one... See, that's the yeah. Also, yeah, that word. He's making this very hard to justify. This is all kind of fine, like, does kind of play like a silver. That one, I'll leave up to the reaction time test. This one, he kind of sees them. I'll leave that to the reaction time test. That one, I'll leave that up. I'll let that sweep that one under the rug. Actually, I won't even do that. That's just a question mark. That one's questionable as well. That one's just a random shot, honestly. This is where it kind of throws me off. This is one where I was pretty much certain. Because he knows I'm planting, and he aims it straight at me. Actually, I didn't get hit. I don't know how. He's aimed straight at me through the wall again, and then been bum rushed and lost. I think he's gone, no, screw this, because it ends in a tie. So now I'm curious. He pauses again. Once again, I don't know what that is. Knows we're there, tries to pre-fire, leave that up to the reaction time test. Was a flashbang. That's cheats. Yeah, this is where everybody went, yeah, he's definitely cheating. Every single one of those is questionable, but we leave those up to reaction time as well. Saw him moving up, zoomed in. That's like, I think that's the third time I've noticed that. He heard him, that's fine. This one was really funny because it kind of ran. That one, that last one I can understand. Plain and frickin' simple. Knows someone's there, that's fine. He's left, so he looks away. Like, I'm just trying to fathom when, if I thought, let's use an example right now. If I thought there was someone around the corner of my room with a gun, holding an angle, and I was holding an angle to try and stop him from shooting me in real life. I guarantee most pros don't do this either. You hold an angle, they leave without you knowing, and you go, oh, they've left, and look away. We'll leave that up to the reaction time test. At this point, his teammate could have called, oh, he's here. Yeah. I think it is that he just toggles. Like, everyone's watching, so he goes, oh my gosh, no. Counter-terrorists win. Okay, let's see if the chat comes up, but I want to replay this. Sees where he is. Knows he's left. Can't really hear him, and once again, doesn't know where he's going. He could have gone, most likely. Here's the thing. And we'll read the chat, actually. We'll read the chat before this. Why go that way, dumbass? If we look at the... Whoops. The map, right? Let's go back. You're on A. You've just gotten the bomb. He's killed the guy in connector. He's got the bomb. He's left. Would it not make more sense, granted, silver, for him to go up through short to B, or through unders to B. Now, it would kind of make sense that Liquefy would hold this frickin' angle with an op and stay here, or realize, oh my crap, he's left. He's going to B. Let's go to B. But he looks at him. Oh, everyone just flopped. Sees he's leaving. Pauses, sees where he's going, and then runs over here to pick this off. The kill itself is fine. The thought process is mind-boggling to me. So we'll leave that with a sweep that under the rug and put that on. But I know I've said that so many times that that's just insanity. At this point, what is he? 45 and 15. 4,598 damage. Leave that up to the reaction time test because I've been recording for what? An hour? Leave that to the reaction time test, but this is the one where I think most of us were like, okay, this is scuffed. Okay, here's the thing, he shoots through that wall when there's people there, and before I said that might just him being silver. But then the guy leaves and he doesn't do it again. Which is what throws me off. When we've left that area, he doesn't do it again. We have bombs, so it's over anyway. 3 fires, sure. I'm certain he's... If I'm wrong, I don't know. Go into my Discord, at me, ask for the replay file if that's possible in CS2. Or just rewatch this and just make points. I don't care. I'm certain he's cheating. I'm gonna double check. If I get to the end of editing and I think differently, I'll leave a note somewhere here being like, well, he probably not. I'm certain he's cheating. If I'm wrong, I'll put an edit. I'll put something in the edit, or I won't even upload the video. But at this point in time, I'm certain he's cheating. I know I've only just played this game, so there is a little bit of bias, which is why I'm going to go back and edit it and rely on the reaction time and just pure freaking logic. Alright, so it's 3 a.m. I'm recording this quietly so my wife doesn't wake up, but essentially, I'll leave the Excel sheet in the description. I'm fairly certain this is pretty conclusive. If someone wants me to explain the Excel sheet later, I can do that as well, but otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video.